Well, good morning, everyone. Here we are on March the 31st, the last day of March, and the day before Easter. It's a Saturday. And it's hard to talk about our chronological when we're in the midst of our Easter weekend, and all that we have going through our brain right now is about the cross and the resurrection. But it's important, so we're reading through Judges at the moment. And although we did look at a few judges this morning, the one that really stands out is the story that involves Deborah and Barak and Jael and Sisera. And the reason is because it's a contrast. If we look at what Joshua did with the people who tricked him, who came to him and said that they were from a distance, and they had dressed that way, and they had their preserves and all that sort of stuff. They staged it. They made it look like they came from a distance, and they tricked them into an agreement. And he gave them his word that they wouldn't destroy them, that they would allow them to be their servants. And it was a trick. And today, if you trick somebody into agreement, it's null and void. But at that time, it was the word. They gave their word, and they had to honor their word. And then we have this situation with Jael and Sisera in Judges here. And my understanding is that there was a certain code that the desert people had. And when hospitality is offered, even to the enemy, it means the house is responsible for the protection of their guest. We saw that in other parts when Lot entertained the angels. He had a responsibility to protect them, and later on we're going to see some other incidences along this way. But when you invite somebody in to your home, you have the responsibility to protect them. So here Jael extended hospitality. She had the commander of God's enemy come into her home, and she offered him food and drink, and she allowed him to go to sleep. But while he was asleep, she turned around and killed him. She turned around and drove a stake through his head. That's not really in agreement with the law of hospitality that is in place. So the question is, which one is actually honoring God? Is it the keeping of your word, or is it the destruction of the enemy? And we need to understand that everything that we read in the Word is not something that God is in agreement with. It's given to us as an example. So it allows us to see people working things through. It allows us to see life and what God does with that. And just because He doesn't approve of something doesn't mean that He's not going to bring something good out of it. And we This is really open for discussion. There could be a lot of discussion on this, but I just throw this out to you so that when you're reading the word, that you're actually questioning it. You're questioning what you're reading. Is this something that God agrees with or not? Is this in keeping with the rest of the word? Do I find other examples of this? Is this in alignment with the Father's heart? Because it also translates to our life, that we can do things that we think are good, that we think is God honoring. But when we examine it against the Word and we're listening to the voice, we may discover that although it may appear to be a good thing, in keeping with God's heart, it's actually contrary to His will. So it's important. So you have a fantastic day today in preparation for tomorrow. Excited about our gathering tomorrow. Looking forward to what the Lord's going to do. And just be blessed, be encouraged, and be used by Him today. And definitely those who attend the servant's house, invite people out tomorrow. We're going to have a great breakfast. And It's going to be awesome tomorrow as we meet with our God. God bless.